go over how to use your Missionary Plaque template in Canva. When you click on the Canva link that has been provided to you, you'll click on Use Template, and you'll be prompted to either log in or sign up for a free Canva account. You do not need a paid account to use this template. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And you can see it brings up our templates. We have, if you scroll past the information page, you have the 1 mission template and the 2 mission template. Using these templates is as easy as dragging and dropping. So the first thing we're going to do is to click on the Uploads tab. And then we can click and drag our missionary photo in. For the sample, I'm going to use a picture of my grandmother. This is her missionary picture from the early 1930s. So once it's uploaded into your Uploads file, you can just click and drag it over top of the picture placeholder, and it will trim it right to size. Now, if you wanted to trim it a little bit, you can see this made it fit as well as possible, but you can see that the image just is a little bit above and below. So it's being cropped to the right size. So if you want to change what part of the image shows here, or even change the size of the image so you can crop it even differently, you can just pull and drag and then realign the picture in that box. So just double clicking on the box gives you that option of changing the picture that's being shown inside. It's almost like a window. I'm going to go ahead for my flags. If you already have the flag that you want for the mission that you're showing, you can go ahead and upload them the same way you did your photos and just drag and drop them over top. But since I don't have one, I'm going to search for Washington State. Any of the flags that don't have the little crown and pro in the corner you're able to use. So since none of the flag images for Washington State are available without the Pro subscription on this, I was able to find a public domain image that I could use. So I'm going to go ahead and upload that. If you Google the state's name and flag and public domain, you should be able to find public domain images. And now I can drag that onto my placeholder, and there it is. So now we can easily change the names of the people. And I'm going to replace this with her name. You can see she has a really long name, so I may have to, my first choice is to change the spacing. As long as it's still readable, that brings us better down into what would fit, but it's still maybe just a little big. So I'm going to even go just change the font a tiny bit, not too much, because I want, if I have more than one plaque, I want them to be consistent. And then I'm just going to move that down just a little bit so it's more centered in the background. So you can just play with that to make it work. I also, every time, only put the beginning date of a mission. And the reason for that is, although we have anticipated amounts of time that a mission will last, it's always been clear, but it's been especially clear over the pandemic year that missions don't always last as long as you anticipate. And for various reasons, they may change and the date of release may change. And this just keeps it so that the missionary can celebrate their entire mission, whatever number of weeks or months that constituted. So I like to just put the beginning date there. In this case, I know that I don't know the exact date, but I know that she left in February of 1935, and the name of the mission was the Northwestern States Mission. She served mostly in Washington State. That's why I chose the Washington State flag. But instead of the flag, you could include a picture of the temple for that mission, or a photo or drawing of the Angel Moroni, whatever fits the missionary. The last step is to include the scripture or quote that your missionary wants to use. In this case, I'm going to leave this scripture, but you can change these however you need to make them fit the space well. In this case, I'm going to want to increase the font so that it's a little bit bigger and fills the space nicely. that's a little bit too far. So we'll just go here. Now, when you copy and paste a scripture, it'll sometimes have footnotes in it. So watch for little extra letters and things. Be sure to proofread this pretty well. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit to match. And you can just make that fit however you like. Maybe bring it up just a little bit. These little guidelines appear to make sure that things are lined up the way you want. So that's a super handy little tip. So now that you have your plaque all designed, if you need to make more than one, you can click here to duplicate. So once you have that copied, you can go ahead and just drag and drop right on top and replace whatever images you need to. You can download in whatever file type you need in order to get this printed, whatever your printer requires. So that may be a JPEG, it may be a PDF for print, or it may be a PNG. Whatever works best for your printer, the printer that you'll be using, whether it's a home printer or a professional printer. And once you download those, you can download either one at a time, so you can select which ones you want to include in your download. And if you want to do one at a time, just click done, click download. Right here, you can drag and drop this into whatever folder you want to use, and you can see it's ready for print. If you have any questions at all, as always, you can email me at hello@myfaithgrows.com.